Hiya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Things are boiling nicely. Vizuri tena zaidi. Guys, place imefikia sasa. President William Ruto amerealize ya kwamba DCP party ni chama ya kusikiza wa Kenya. Unaona watu wangu? Let us listen to the ground. So now William Ruto ameamua sending his close men to listen to the ground, especially members of parliament. Na ameanza na member of parliament from Kisii County, anaitwa Zahir, na member of parliament in Laikipia County. And wakati ambapo hao majamaa umefika pale, ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba wamerejesha rais tumekataliwa. You guys, in this video you are going to be shocked wakati ambapo hawa members of parliament wamekuwa heckled, embarrassed and chased. Unajua most of the time guys mnasema maybe unatudanganya na headlines. No. It is now the time for you to get the whole story. Anything ambayo itakuwa inafanyika hapa nchini Kenya, any corner, lazima nikuletee ujione. Unaona watu wangu? So now nasema karibuni tena ni kuonyeshe jinsi ambavyo mambo yanachemuka hapa nchini Kenya. And in the same video, you are going to be shocked wakati ambapo senators wamejam saying that imekuwa makosa kubwa zaidi Raila Odinga na William Ruto kuingilia kati oversight ya MCAs. No, watu. It means that even if William Ruto is telling us that I want to fight corruption, I'm fighting corruption right now, kumaanisha he's trying to lie to Kenyans. Na hapo tu nikakwambia expect President William Ruto kushukisha kila kitu chini. Mafuta itashuka chini, gharama ya maisha itashuka chini, education watu watasoma tu free, vijana watapata hii 50,000 to 2027. But baada ya jamaa kusecure hiyo term, tutalilia kwa choo, I can tell you. Na nikakwambia wale wachache ambao watakuwa dragged to President William Samoei Arap Ruto's traps, au ndo watafanya nini? Watafanya William Ruto tena kurejea mamlakani. Saizi kama ni one term, tufike tu 2027 na tumaanishe jamaa kuwe one term. Unaona watu wangu? So now, kabla tuangalie wabunge venye wamejam, kabla tuangalie senators venye wamejam, kwamba Raila Odinga and William Ruto wamefanya makosa kublock impeachment ya Johnson Sakaja, na huyu ndio the most corrupt governor in Nairobi County, na hiyo ni city hatufai kuwa corrupt, na huyu ndio jamaa ambaye anajaribu kuluti a lot of money in Nairobi County. And in the same video guys, today we want to face a lot of things in this video. In the same video tutaangalia pia don't forget William Ruto amekuwa exposed that anatumia daily in State House 17.2 Kenyan shillings kunywa tu breakfast daily, China mandasi State House. You are going to be shocked. So ensure me like video, na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi tena zaidi. Mungu awasaidie. Acha tuanze na upande wa Laikipia County. Member of Parliament, close ally wa William Ruto, anajaribu convincing residents wa pale kwamba pale waseme 2 term, and baadaye akafosiwa aseme 1 term. Sikiza mambo.
Jeshi mwekua. Hello. Ona kau murega no tarakaigua. No ne atiriri. Abothikiriria hanini. Reke tuthikaniririe. Ona kau no ndirakaigua. Tareke nguhio horo. Tabotige, tabai mutige, tabai muhorere. Aya, Abai muhorere my brother. Abai karede. Kochi karade please. Ikaraide. Ona kau no turaigua. Ikaraide. Horerai. Horerani ikaraide. Horerai. Aya, horerai.
Thank you. Asante. Riu mugambo wanyu ni wakinya. Thank you muno. Ona wewe ikaire hau no tugukurehera microphone. Ni tugukurehera microphone warie wiguike mugambo waku. No na gitio kinene twambe tuigue kuma kuri mweshimiwa.
Horerai na gitio. Tabai mutiga nini? We, tabai mutiga nini?
Thank you muno.
Mweshimiwa tanamba kwaria.
Yes.
No uguo muranya na haha. Riu ni uguo muranya na haha. Thengia na kumemerekia. Thengia na ki? Ndi mutungatiri na ni nyendete gutiana. Ithe hau ti hega. Very good. Riu korwo mwahorera ri. Tuthikiririe mweshimiwa na gitio. Na inyuĩ njoke ndimuhe kanya. No mukwaria. Ithe hau ti hega. Karibu mweshimiwa.
Thank you muno.
Horerai. Abai mutige. No uguo muroiga. Horerani tu. Ohanini tu. We, jeshi.
Asante. Thank you.
Rekei tweke atiriri.
Rekei
tuhe wacira ndagika imwe atugeithie.
Aya mutikwenda mugeithie. Mutirenda ngeithi ciake. Ni mukuhorera riu. Haya, riu thikiririai. Haya, skiza. Riu mutikwenda mugeithie. Na mutikwenda arie. Nitwaiguithaniria guo. Gavana na gitio kinene. Ikarai thi. Riu horerani. Riu ngwita waziri. Ate ngwita u.
No, watu wangu, and don't forget, ikawa ni kama haitoshi President William Ruto upande wa Kisii County Zahir. Sikiza mama.
Hapo nyuma mnataka namna gani? Siski. Asante. Haya, tunamaliza mkutano.
Mambo yamechemuka watu wangu nakwambia. Mambo yamechemuka. And upande wa TV47 William Ruto akawa silenced. Skiza.
Already done signatures. That already is an intention to impeach. This, when they are simmering, is when you say alternative dispute resolution and all that. The point here is, it is so sad that the members of the County Assembly of Nairobi, on their own, out of the 2-3 years now, found it fit, because the governor has no capacity to continue running, to simply impeach. But their powers and their rights were curtailed by the two party leaders. That is very wrong. What should have happened, the petition should have gone to the Senate and then gone all the way. Let me tell you the problems that are having the county assemblies. One, some members of the county assembly are so muzzled by governors. Routine is going on. Now I'm talking generally about 47 counties. Routine is going on. You know, a lot of mismanagement of finances. Oversight is zero. But they are muzzled at that local level. They are threatened and given some 5,000, 10,000 trips, and they are muzzled. There are some deals there. Now, the second category is Nairobi, where you feel you owe people a responsibility. You come out and sing songs and do signatures. Then you are called by the party leaders and you are hushed down. That's number two. Now, to the detriment of the voters and the taxpayers of Nairobi, remember? Now, and remember all of us, because much has come from Nakuru. I mean, we operate here, so we know whether it is working or not. But number three category is where the motion goes to the Senate. Then the senators, I don't want to cast aspersions. Things happen that MCAs feel their rights were not granted. And so corruption continues in the counties. That is a summary categories of what is going on. But I want to tell you this. Fred, grown-ups don't change. Personality, grown-ups don't change their personalities. 5 hours ago, Alai tweeted, put in his Facebook and said he will not change in his Facebook tweet here. He said it about 7 hours ago now. I think he woke up at night and it bothered his heart. So he wrote something in the middle of the night. And he said, this guy, he wrote in law. Actually, I wanted to ask him to interpret for us what he meant, because he wrote in law. And then, I think he discovered after writing law that he needed to interpret. Then he interpreted. Then he said, Jopolo Ogwe Malit Ahinya. Then he said, Ngani is too arrogant and apologetic to remain as governor. So, Alai knows this guy will not change. Why are we wasting Kenya's time? Why are we, please, Honorable Raila Odinga, President Ruto, why are you allowing, people to continue suffering with garbage and routine and corruption and all that to a guy who will never change? It is sad. Let's not go that direction, Fred. If somebody is, and I want to pass this message. As a governor, if you cannot balance management and governance and being able to gel politically, because governor is a political position, if you are not able, just get out. These are the people giving governance and devolution a bad name. Right. So I can tell you this from where I sit. It is so sad. I want to appeal to the Honorable Raila Odinga. I want to appeal to the President. Please stop that. Let Alai and his team do what they want to do for the people of Nairobi. Don't fear who will come. Let people decide, what you want is a good governor.
All right.
Because this is not for opposition or government. Nairobi is so important.
And king, this country's stable and working and moving is beyond talking about a cup of tea or whatever. Sometimes there are many things, madhogodhanios, that have to be woven together for the state of Kenya to be stable. Now that goes beyond what the controller of budget thinks.
But if we don't take care of the cents, how will we take care of the shillings?
My friend.
Yeah, no. How will we take care of because they normally say it's the little foxes that spoil the vineyard. The little foxes.
Those are good.
The mandazis and teas here and the foreign trips that we are not really saying,
those mandazis and teas. I want you to get this thing very clearly. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. President Kibaki, 4 years, introduced very good austerity and good economics, and kept people away from State House, kept people from him, people working. In exactly 4 years, this country went to the dogs. People were divided, they fought. The gymnastics that have to be undertaken so that the country remains united goes beyond tea and mandazi, goes beyond Kizungu in TV 47. There are things. You can see that Sakaja was supposed to be removed.
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes.
And Abracadabra was done so that it was not removed. Those abracadabra keeps this country stable. Otherwise, we can go to the dogs if we sit and talk.
We'll come to the abracadabra. Let me just listen from Professor Gitile, because I can see him also shaking his head disapprovingly to what you're saying.
When I hear a learned, because I think Ambrose is learned, he's not educated. He's learned. There's a difference between an learned person and an educated person. Educated person, education is what remains
after learning.
After you forgot what you learned. So he is learned. When I hear him talking like this, then I know this country can be saved.
So he's educated or he's learned?
No, he's learned. He's not educated. If he's educated, he won't talk the way he's doing. Because you can't explain to me why would you use 17.2 million in Delhi with the children standing in Matope, like you saw the Tharaka the expose. You have seen the Baringo, the children in Baringo. You have seen in the coast. You can't tell me you spend 72 million with those children staying. That money can improve down many classrooms. Okay, what we have to look is the alternative. What can the money do? You can't tell me you spend that kind of money or 2 million in printing, I don't know what, in the State House with all these dispensaries with no medicine, with these intern doctors not being posted because there is no money to post them, with the less capitation. You saw the principals complaining the other day about capitation. What we are saying here is there is a difference between governing and owning Kenya. Ambrose is voting for owning Kenya, for people to own Kenya than to govern it. Because you see, what is happening is not even corruption. It's looting. Okay? And one thing I can agree with him, I don't know what he's talking about the Kebaken, because the Kebaken government, that was Koni Nusu Mokate government, that's the only government which has ever worked for this country. No any other. Because all the other government has been doing what this one is doing. Eating. He is loved eating. He has talked about eating, is very nice and all that. My friend, the Kenyans are going angry today. And he says that eating keeps us together. I don't know how eating in the State House to keep us together. Because if you get 11,000 people there, I don't know if they can have put 11,000. But let's assume that these people making trips to State House, they are about.
But looking at the youth, it is more than 11,000.
Let's assume the other day the cases came there, there were 11,000. How many cases did not go to State House? Let's assume when the mayors were there the other day, there were 20,000 or even that. The mayors are more than 1.5 million. Okay? So that's not what is keeping us together. That is a waste of money. You do that when you have no ideas, when you don't know how to run a country. That's not in governing. Okay? Feeding people, my brother, is not in governing. In fact, it's shameful that you have to travel all the way from Mero, from Kisii, to go and eat a plate in a State House. So, and then the handout is humiliating, that handout. Okay?
Yes.
What you would expect the government to do is to put that money in school. You expect the government to put that money in health. We expect real empowerment to take place, meaning investing it in education in the end of the not that. And if the president has to have a meeting at all with the mayors or with the cases, you would expect them to exploit the digital age. And they have those town halls on the platforms.
Yes.
Okay? So I can't understand that somebody can actually appreciate what is happening, because what is happening is not in governance. Ambrose actually has put it correctly. This is a 1990 Muhera ethics. Okay? And an attempt to buy loyalty, which I doubt that you can buy loyalty with the money, usually is very hard. If you see a situation where somebody will to attract crowds without paying them, now you have to bring them to your house and attend, then something is fundamentally wrong. So we can put any spin we want, but this expenditure is not normal. You can't tell people to tighten.
It's not justifiable.
You can't overtax people and yet spend this recklessly.
Yes.
Those things don't go together.
Here, an affront to devolution, or that Nairobi is too special to be handled the same way as other counties?
There's nothing special with Nairobi. Nairobi is a county government like any other, like all the 47. There's nothing special. And the moment, Fred, we can't adhere to systems and procedures and processes, it should be equal, it should be the same. There's nothing like a special county. There's no law that tells Nairobi is so special. The whole issue here, the governor, unfortunately, is incompetent and has no capacity to run the city. I went through some posts I did in 2023. 2023, that is like a year or 2 years before today. And he said that, Sakaja has gone somewhere, he has called MCS, he's incompetent himself. So you can see the informity. He is saying that President looked at the charges and he saw they were serious. He agreed with the charges. But because of politics, that's why he had to come in and foil the impeachment. Because, I can tell you, also, it's another curious thing. Other places, governors are impeached alone. Why they want to impeach, including the deputy governor, I don't know. Whether the deputy governor was also complicit to the same things they were accusing governor of. Now, the other issue was, if they were going to impeach both, the speaker was going to take over for 60 days. There's going to be an election. And of course, the two principals, the Honorable Raila Odinga and President Ruto, knew. We are smelling, we are just waiting for any opportunity to do a by-election in this country so that we show them what we are made of as official opposition. So that is exactly the reason why the two people had to come in, the two leaders, and stop the impeachment. There is no other reason at all. We are waiting. We were just waiting
Do you think their lack of confidence in the national houses of parliament, especially the Senate, following the pronouncements by both the president and the prime minister, that they did not feel comfortable enough to allow this impeachment to get to the Senate? They had to handle it at this level.
Definitely, I can tell you this. If this impeachment went to Senate, Sakaja was going to be impeached because the charges were there. That's number one. Because sometimes it's good to look at the reality. He has just told us, a man who is not confident enough to face his people at City Hall, whatever is running away from, why can't you go and sort it? Because he must be running away from something. I don't know why people get elected in a seemingly popular way. Immediately they get to office, they discover they have 10 bodyguards. They have discovered the County Government Act provides for 10 advisors, and then it provides for some private offices. They begin running away from the people who actually literally voted for them. The beauty about the seat of the president, Fred, and governor, you cannot run away. You can go hide when you are campaigning. The moment those are executive positions, your character must be seen. So, but let me tell you what people are asking, and I'm happy that he is here. This is very serious, Fred, on devolution. When MCs sing songs, I saw the song, and they corrupted some Christian song, to say how they are going to impeach Sakaja twice. Signature 70, and the line here was updating us very well every day. That today we are at 70, right now we are at 100. They are dancing somewhere, and then you are called and you are told to stop. What does that tell you on your character? Okay. Now the problem is people think the 5 million they were asking for, they were given. The 5 million, again, the story of corruption. We have two leaders here, so, lecturing MPs about corruption. Then themselves, they do the same corruption because you cannot tell any Nairobian that the money didn't change hands.
Even as you respond to that allegation that there was some money exchange, there's also, and it's been quoted widely, about the treatment the MCAs.
Chera Rigei wameamua kujam kwamba even Raila Odinga na William Ruto walifanya makosa ya block impeachment ya Johnson Sakaja, but with the time wanaenda kumuimpeach. Skiza.
So, Chair, I call for your guidance and wisdom that there are no governors that are above the law. The Constitution provides that every governor, including our sister governor, Susan Kika, they must and should appear before the constitutionally. They can do the kangaroo, they can do chini ya miti, they can do that one, especially on Sunday and Saturday. They can do their own things with elders and everything. But what we are demanding, Chair, let the respect of the role of Parliament be respected. It cannot be. It cannot be. It cannot be, Chair, that we come, wait to do a meeting, the meeting is being, and this is a constitutional meeting. It's not a church meeting, it's not a bridegroom meeting or a baby shower meeting. This is a constitutional meeting that should be respected. Therefore, the governor of Nairobi, Chair, I request humbly, in fact, he should appear in the next 7 days before this committee. Or else, of course, the consequences are unknown, Chair. So, regardless, he has a fight with the MCAs and their own. We want to see the money that is allocated and appropriated to Nairobi is used in the right manner. And Governor Sakaja should and must appear before this committee to account for every penny that Nairobi City County has received from Kenyans, because those are taxpayers' money, Chair. And we will agree whether the impeachment has been so for 60 days or what, that is none of our business. But the MCAs in future must be serious with their job, Chair. We expected that matter to come to the Senate. We would have given it the necessary attention that it deserves and handle it as per the constitutional process, Chair. So I hope the next time when there is a scare of impeachment, he should not run around. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, I think since the Senate constitutionally sits as a judge and it's the trial chamber on impeachment, we should not comment on that. We should not even anticipate debate. We should not even comment on the conduct of the lower court in this particular matter. But with regards to non-appearance, I think it's not just Nairobi. This week we have had letters from governors seeking postponement without giving proper excuse or proper reason. It was Nairobi. We received a letter from Isiolo, also at the 11th hour. I think there's a letter that we have just considered. We actually had a preliminary discussion on this. So at the risk of repeating that conversation, we have given directions. You recall last week, or 2 weeks ago, we had a very untidy situation where Embu, the auditors were here, the team from Embu was around, and then at night the governor decides that she can't come. We had a similar situation with Nandi, where the team flew to Nairobi, and they flew together with the Auditor General to Nairobi, and then the governor decides that he's not coming. And so there are a number of counties that have been in that space. Indeed, even Nakuru, there's a point at which we invited Nakuru, and we could not get the governor because the information we got was that she was out of the country. So there are situations that are understandable, but there are also situations that border on contempt, particularly postponements that come maybe a day to a meeting. I remember last week we discussed this extensively, and at the preliminary stages we have agreed that we must ensure that in October, all these counties that have sought postponement on frivolous grounds must appear before this committee. You can seek postponement once, probably twice, but the third time you'll be compelled to appear. And that is not something we have invented. That is something that is in the Constitution and that is in the standing order. So whether it is Nairobi or Isiolo or Nandi or Embu or Mombasa or any of those other counties that are forming a habit of dodging the Senate, we are clear in our minds. The Speaker made very clear resolutions that this exercise of accountability is our constitutional mandate. So if anybody thinks that they will go with the advice of some of our political leaders that this exercise should be done at the county assembly, then you'll be doing it at your own risk and at your own peril.
Chair, I will just put myself on record on that issue. Unfortunately,